Hey folks, Dr. Gerstmar from Inspire Natural Health. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you happen to be listening to this, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today I wanted to talk about, this is fresh off of having a visit, talking with someone who's been dealing with digestive issues and autoimmunity and overall feeling much, much better. Our work together has resulted in a really significant improvement for this person, a better quality of life, and really helping them move from sick to healthy and towards that thriving place. Well, today we talked about an important factor in the Aspire method, and that is cycles of recovery. Cycles of recovery. So, one of the problems that I have with our modern society and with the biohacking movement is this idea that we can take ourselves, to 99% or 110% of physical and mental capacity, and then we can just stay there. It's the famed I get up and boom, I'm ready to go. And all through the day and all through the night and the next day and the next day and the next day, I can be performing at peak capacity. This is a myth. Humans are not computers. We can't just turn ourselves on and expect to run at full capacity all the time. It just does not happen. The belief that we can do this leads a lot of us to frustration when our bodies and our minds, our mental and emotional capacities begin to wane. We think something's wrong with us, and so we end up using stimulants, whether that's caffeine, whether that's like Ritalin or Adderall or other drugs, to try to perk ourselves back up again and get back to that high functioning place. However, it's just not reality. Right? Look around us, look at nature, look at more traditional and ancestral societies, and we see everywhere that there are cycles of activity and cycles of rest or recovery, right? The classic example we all know is that plants, by and large, don't grow during the winter. They grow during the spring and the summer, and they begin to decline during the fall, and they basically die back or stop growing in winter. It's just normal. Well, human beings, we all have that same cycle that's going on in us. We have those cycles in terms of days. We have the cycles in terms of weeks and months, quarters, and even years of our life. There are times when we want to push, we want to be active, we want to get something done, we want to be focusing and functioning at that high level. We want physically our energy to be high and achieving and getting stuff done. Mentally and emotionally, the same kind of thing where we're firing on all cylinders. People call it flow when we really get into that place and we're functioning at an ideal level. However, we need to recognize, again, we can't be there all the time. And so there's a natural ebb and flow of what's going on. And a lot of us get into trouble because obviously we don't like that down cycle. Jobs and society and even our own personal drives and expectations often get in the way of allowing ourselves to come down in that cycle. And because we don't come down in the cycle, we don't go up in the cycle either. And so at best, we want to focus up here, and we spend most of our time focusing here instead of going up and down through the cycle. We try to cut it short, and we never can reach our up potential, and we never get that rest and relaxation, that rejuvenation part of the cycles of recovery. So this wonderful person was saying, after all the troubles and the challenges of the last few months with COVID and things going virtual and all the craziness around work, that work has been incredibly stressful for them. And what used to be a job that they mostly enjoyed, they approached with enthusiasm. They look forward to the projects and the various things that were going on. We're saying right now they just feel totally burned out, no motivation, no drive, no enthusiasm, not looking forward to work at all, feeling irritable and not wanting to engage in the things that they should be doing for their job. So we had a discussion today that the thing to do is not to try to crank up on stimulants, again, coffee or other stimulants or herbs or other things. All of those things have their place. They can be helpful, but ultimately what we need to recognize is we need to go down in the cycle. We need to prioritize rest, recovery, rejuvenation. So yes, sleep is an important factor, but of course not the only one. It's finding things in your life that mentally and emotionally you do connect with. So maybe that's a hobby, or maybe that's honestly watching more TV or playing games or just taking it easy, taking a break from those other things. Where does your intuition here? Where does your enjoyment, your pleasure, your motivation, where is it leading you? Can you take some time to follow that? Now, I know this is easier said than done. We can't just go to our boss and say, hey, boss, I'm feeling burned out. I'm going to go play games or relax or do any of that. I get it. So there is a certain level that we have to continue to perform at, but recognizing that where we can, setting boundaries, saying no where it's possible in our professional lives and also in our personal lives, and not feeling guilty that we don't have the drive and motivation and that we're going to take time off, we're going to waste time, and we're going to do things that are fun or frivolous or don't accomplish anything. We're not necessarily learning or growing or accomplishing things. That is okay. By taking downtime, the uptime will come. We have natural and normal cycles of up and down, and it's only when we believe that we can stay at the up cycle forever, or we believe we're going to be stuck in the down cycle, the down part of that cycle forever, that we get ourselves in trouble. Instead, when we feel motivation and drive, we want to harness it and use it for achievement, whatever that might be in your life. And when we're feeling down or low or lack of motivation and drive, we want to respect that. We want to take time for recovery. Again, cycles of recovery. By omitting them, not doing them from our lives, we pay the price not only mentally, emotionally, so in our personal and professional lives in those aspects, but also physically in terms of our health as well. By recognizing they're important, in fact, essential. If we want high achievement in our life, we have to make time for rest, rejuvenation, and recovery. All right, folks, so no reason to feel bad. In fact, the recommendations, the suggestions for this person was to lean into it, to be sure that they're taking time off, to not give them a bunch of new things that they need to be doing to try and fix what's going on. Instead, it's simply to recognize that this is natural, normal, we embrace it, we know we'll come out the other side, and we know we're starting to do that when that drive, that enthusiasm, that motivation for those things begins to return again. All right, folks, that is it for me today. Listen, if you're looking for someone who can coach and guide you through the process, if this is the first time you've ever heard that, if you're dealing with digestive issues or autoimmunity, you're really suffering, they're impacting your life, you're at a place where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you want someone to coach and guide you who's going to use things like this. This is just one step of the Aspire method, is recognizing that cycles of recovery are a critically important factor for human beings. And one of many reasons that we're sick is often that we as individuals and our society as a whole doesn't recognize these things. If you're looking for help, I invite you, come to aspirenaturalhealth.com. That's aspirenaturalhealth.com. ASPIRE, Aspire, naturalhealth.com. When you get there, you're going to find two buttons. One, if you're ready to go, you say, this is fantastic, I need someone to help coach and guide me. Just click on the button that says apply for help. You'll go through the process of applying for help. You'll put in a short application so we can understand better about what's going on for you. We'll take the next steps from there together to have a conversation, make sure we're absolutely the right fit, and if and only if we are, we'll get going and help to transform your life. If you're very interested but you're not sure yet, I invite you, please click on the Ask About Price and Availability. That'll give you more information about how we work, Prices, availability, again, we only work with a small number of people at a time. And when we are full, we can only take on a new person when someone graduates from our care together. So we don't always have availability, and often when we do, it's quite limited. You can find out more by clicking on the button that says Ask about price and availability. Again, at Aspire Natural Health, we coach and guide people who are suffering with digestive issues and autoimmunity to go from sick to healthy and then to thriving. If that sounds like something you want, I invite you, come to aspirenaturalhealth.com and let's move forward from there. All right, folks, that is it for me today. Until next time, take care.